this league.
Originally from France, Boris Beatty, great find. Well, it gets in the hands of Kyron Moore, the leading receiver for the Elks. And this is his second trip this season back to Southern Ontario, with a lot of family from Niagara Falls coming up to watch. Of course, he was in Hamilton for their first victory of the season, that weather-delayed game back in Week 10 when they did come up with the victory. And he had a trip to Hamilton for his first ever CFL start a year ago and got the win then, so likes coming back closer to home. And there's his dad, Robert Ford, part of the Ford contingent there to watch Trey, looking for his 5th win of the season as starting quarterback. And on that second down, Manny Arsenault. Go back to Trey Ford's high school experience in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and you could see greatness even then with them running that spread offense.
Yeah, it looks like exactly the same guy, but the spread offense, Rod, is the key. You got to think Canadian high school football, not a lot of teams do this, but his coaches took the opportunity to basically go out, learn this offense, implement it, put it into place to help develop players for university. And Trey Ford is kind of the poster boy, as he was throwing the ball 40 times a game in high school. Elks receiving corps.
Throwing, first down and complete to Eugene Lewis. First down and more up across the Edmonton 45. Gino Lewis, who missed 6 games with injury and comes in just 8 yards shy of 600 on the season.
And you see Gino lined up as the sole receiver to the boundary side, gets underneath that press coverage. Just a quick hitter, move the sticks, high percentage pass for Trey Ford to get things going.
From the Edmonton 40, throwing and completing it to Manny Arsenault, has his second catch of this game. Look at the most consecutive starts by Canadian quarterbacks in the last 4 decades. Nathan Rourke last year, Greg Vavra, remember, with the Stampeders back in the 80s, and then Trey Ford with his 8th start tonight.
Yeah, getting on a little bit of a roll certainly for Trey as he looks to catch up to Nathan Rourke. First round pick, highest drafted quarterback in CFL history, and you're starting to see a trend. We'll talk about that a little bit as this game unfolds.
Right across midfield and running it to Kevin Brown. And that's a tough rush defense the Argos have up front, and Brown still hasn't been able to find much yardage. Only had 16 yards on the ground the last time these two teams met back in week 3. This proud dad, Robert Ford, looking on. Of course, brother Tyrell, who was with Winnipeg last year, twin brother, and the Green Bay Packers practice roster expected in attendance in the Ford contingent here at BMO Field tonight. 2nd and 9 now. The Argo 53 for Edmonton. Early hole. That's complete. The punter giving way to John Haggerty, who is hurt now, so back to punting and doing it well. And the Elks once again having to start deep in their zone inside their 15. Kyra down. From the Edmonton 24 now. Ford back in. Pressure. Deep. And he's got Gavin Cobb across midfield down in the Argo territory around the 45 for Cobb's first reception. Playing in that boundary slot position with the injury to Stephen Dunbar.
And love the execution of this off play action poise from Trey Ford with defenders closing on him. Backing up, he drops it in there perfectly for Gavin Cobb. As I mentioned, Cobb, I think, was a revelation to a lot of people at that 2022 Combine. A lot of people weren't sure at his size if he was going to be able to contribute enough on special teams to get on the roster.
Biggest offensive play for the Elks so far. There's another completion over to Moore on the other side, and he gets another Edmonton first down. So they suddenly have something going, down by 9 points early in this second quarter.
We'll keep an eye here on Gavin Cobb out of the slot, second receiver from the bottom on your screen. Gets lots of snaps and produces.
2nd and 13 after that loss. Ford Dumps it off to Gino Lewis as he tries to fight his way for another first down. Gets close to the 20, but not enough. They'll still be a few yards shy as Ford is now 9 for 9 in this game.
And little pump fake there to freeze the defender for a moment, to create a passing lane for him to slip that ball through.
Morgan, hope everything continues to go well for you. Hope we can help others by me wearing these cleats. Rod?
Thank you, Matthew. I could sense the excitement. 2nd and 18 from their 6. Trey Ford from the end zone. Little fake, and he takes off. And he's still on his feet. 4 receivers to the right for Trey Ford. Oh, a nice catch, too, by Gavin Cobb. His second. He had a big one earlier this quarter, and that one's for a late first down here for the Elks, trying to drive and get more points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, Gavin Cobb climbs the ladder here. Strong catch there for the second-year man.
He has 2 catches for 58 yards. Product of the University of Manitoba. From the Edmonton 44. Down 14. Ford completes it again to Cobb. 3rd catch of the night, and that time for about 5 yards. 1:27 to go until halftime.
Quick hitter here as he bounces it back to the outside. Mason Pierce delivering the pop.
Pierce getting more playing time with the injuries in the Argo secondary in his first year. Pressure on Ford again, trying to scramble his way out of it. McManus chasing, Jonathan Jones chasing, and he wants to see if he can turn the corner to get close to a first down. He does not. A flag does come out, though, on that attempt to tackle Trey Ford right around the Edmonton 50.
Major foul, horse collar, Toronto. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, that helps the Elks right there, and the horse collar penalty to move them into the Argo zone.
And watch the acceleration of Trey Ford once he decides to go. Just that great burst.
Jonathan Jones flagged for that. So the ball is moved to the Argo 43. 1st and 10. 1:10 on the clock until halftime for Trey Ford and the Elks. With Ford to the left this time, looking that way, completes it to Kyron Moore. Moore has it down at the 35 of Toronto. So within field goal range now, and looking for more in a 2nd down and short coming up.
A good bounce back drive here for Trey Ford and the Edmonton Elks.
Working quickly, faking to Brown, taking off his Ford inside the 30, gets out of bounds around the 28. And a first down. The sticks move again for Edmonton.
See as the defense collapses a little bit on that run fake to Brown. Trey Ford and Tommy Neal, former OUA competitors. Ford at the University of Waterloo under Chris Bertoya, and Neal at McMaster under Steph Potasa.
Ford is 13 of 14 for 150. Edmonton still needs a touchdown. Completes that one to Manny Arsenault, the veteran. Arsenault keeps his feet and still does as he gets the first down. What great 2nd and 3rd effort for the Edmonton veteran receiver Emmanuel Arsenault.
A couple weeks removed from his 36th birthday. The Manny Show is still worth watching.
Sure is with that effort, getting it down. Need a touchdown. 4 receivers to the right. Ford running out of time again. He's on the run. Nowhere to go. But he still gets rid of it into the end zone. Touchdown.
It's showtime.
Brilliant play by Trey Ford to buy himself some time. And here come the Elks. Gavin Cobb with another big catch. Touchdown Edmonton. Time only 2 with 9 seconds to go until halftime.
And let's just say this play did not end the way I thought it was going to. But I forgot we were talking about Trey Ford, the great escape artist. Almost runs into the official over here. I'll just turn and go this way. And then throws a dart to Gavin Cobb in the end zone.
What a stunning play. Brilliantly done by Trey Ford to find Gavin Cobb. Thanks in large part to that man, Trey Ford. How about this? Looked like they had
Slides to
him.
his left, wants to go back right. Nope, got to stay left. Right along the sideline. And just zigs it.
And for Gavin Cobb, that is his first career CFL touchdown.
Well, that 2022 draft class for Edmonton paying some dividends here tonight. Trey Ford, the 8th overall pick in that draft for the Elks. Gavin Cobb, number 30 overall. You've seen Enoch McConzo as well.
Tyrell Ford is the Ford family all looking on. Friends and family of Tyrell Ford there to see that play.
Well, Trey Ford, as you mentioned earlier, seems to like playing close to home here in Southern Ontario. He adds another one to his personal highlight reel.
Trey Ford heads on. 15 for 17, 180 yards, and that touchdown pass, Wayne Ford.
Yeah, finishing with a bang, but a solid first half for Trey Ford, kind of easing into things, but he and Gavin Cobb, 2 youngsters, certainly found some chemistry. Trey got his scramble game going a little bit. That last touchdown pass, of course, a play everyone will remember.
It's all exciting. I just told him it was great to see him and see him get the opportunity. And it is about opportunity. There's been great Canadian quarterbacks in our game. You know, Russ Jackson is one of them. And now when you start to see guys get the opportunity, then it's really up to them and what they do on the field. And clearly, Trey has the ability to do a lot of different things on the field, and he's taken a full advantage of his opportunity.
And how much do you appreciate finally quarterbacks who use their intelligence, use their legs, and use their arm? And when you see a young one like that, you kind of look at him and maybe see some traits and some learnings that you had when you were early in your career?
Well, he's just going to get better, because now, he played a little bit last year. This year he didn't start or anything like that, but now he's getting the opportunity, and he has the opportunity to be his team too. So he's playing well, doing some exciting things. He's very difficult to deal with when he's running and throwing.
The Argos know that.
And I told him that bring to the stadium, game in and game out, what you're capable of doing. That's running and throwing. And I always believe anybody who can run and throw in our league is the most dangerous guy on the field.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, Damon. Thank you.
You too.
Oh, Damon Allen, Clemens, now the general manager of the Argos, with that team, with Edmonton, and then with Toronto and Grain. And I think he's the all-time leading passer, but I still can't get over he's 3rd all-time in rushing yards. A quarterback at nearly 12,000.
Yeah, so he's a pretty good guy to be providing advice to Trey Ford.
Absolutely. 2nd and 11 now on this Edmonton possession as Ford does take off and tries to lunge forward for a first. 2nd and 7. The Argo 46. 10-point difference. Heat's coming. Ford gets away. He takes off. First down and more. Inside the 35, getting down close to the 30 for Trey Ford, who slides just up against the advertising signage. Mentioned Tyrell Ford. There's Tyrell. On to watch his brother now, a little more subdued now for the Ford group of family and friends. On to watch Trey, and they were together in Waterloo. And he's with the Green Bay Packers practice roster, was with Winnipeg last year. Defensive back. 2nd and 10 at the Edmonton 17. And Trey Ford to Kevin Brown across the 20. And getting a hand on Jamie Harry again, initially high and now pleading his case. He got flagged earlier. Coming in on Trey Ford.
Major foul, face mask. Toronto number 38. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Getting his hand on the mask of Kevin Brown and taking him down, and to no avail for Harry as another penalty goes against the Argos.
Yeah, and you'll see Harry just trying to get a hold of the running back Brown as Brown jukes back inside. Harry ends up grabbing the side of the face mask.
2nd and 10. Ford. It wobbles into the arms of Manny Arsenault across midfield. The very tall Argo.